episode is sponsored by Outpour Strength Systems. Outpour Strength Systems is responsible for helping hundreds of people get strong, understand how to move properly and why they should be moving that way.
Outpour also understands the power of music when it comes to training. They aim to pioneer and bring together a larger community of people, not only sharing the experience of raving, but lifting properly as well. If you're interested in learning how to move in the gym a little bit better,
Compete in powerlifting or wear the latest rave-inspired merchandise, head to outpourstrengthsystem.com and inquire with one of their coaches today. Let's go!
Welcome to another episode of The Scene Down Under, hosted by your favourites, VUKZ and
TOZA!
How we doing?
Very good, TOZA. How are you?
I'm great.
That's very good. That was the most somber introduction.
I am actually as red hot as it can get. I'm feeling great.
Yeah, it's a bit sus, it's a bit red hot, but I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling good.
Feeling so right?
Feeling so right, yeah. I'm preparing for glory, but we'll see how it goes.
Alright guys, so we've got a few things to cover that happened within the scene. Do you want to kick us off, my friend?
Well, it's going to go back to you immediately because you just visited one of my. I can't say favourite event because I haven't been, but every time I see videos or highlights of it, I'm like, damn, I really need to go. Transition Perth, man. How was it?
Great. Correct.
You blew up on stage. I saw a little video, but that is honestly the setup there, the production.
Honestly, man, that Perth doesn't know how to party, and the videos don't do justice to what is going on in Perth, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the amount of effort they put into the events is insane. Yeah, that show was just mind blowing, straight up.
Yeah,
like,
it looks sick, man. Like all the videos as well, especially from your end, like where you were, like from your backside, like filming up the crowd as well and everything. It was pretty sick. But yeah, I can't wait to make it out one day, hopefully soon.
100%. We'll make a visit. As normal human beings.
Yeah. We went
but yeah, dude, honestly, like, I've never felt so nervous for a gig.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally shitting bricks.
Perth crowd, yeah?
Yeah, I just didn't know. Like, usually I'd sit there and like analyse the crowds, but this one was a bit hard to analyse. But it turned out really well.
Then you
not unexpected, man. 100%. Like, it's just reminding me that there's no reason to be nervous. But yeah, honestly, like I was very, very nervous. I've said this to many guys too that told me. And it was great experience, great hospitality. The organizer Logan is such a nice guy, and just looking forward to working with him more.
Yeah, shout out to the Perth guys, fucking doing a great job by TOZA standards. So well done, keep it up.
Oh, that's low.
Moving on, our good friend of the podcast and ourselves,
Robin guy.
Robin Kesting, the best thing ever.
Jinx, you owe me a kiss.
1 million streams on activation, bro. It's gotten to a point, you know, when like you hear a track so much, you can't wait for it to release. Now everyone plays it, you're like, oh, come on, man.
Dude, fucking Hardball played at one of the events, bro.
It was in Asia or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, but it was huge, bro. Like,
yeah, for a non-hardstyle event to a drop activation.
Yeah, that's how you know
it's pretty.
Shit's popping.
Cracker track, so yeah.
Very
good. Moving on, I think we'll cover this in another episode completely. I think we'll have a big recap about this because we'll have on a special guest. But DEF CON just passed as well. We were here at the studio actually watching the live stream, following along till about 5-6 o'clock in the morning. We watched a lot of the sets, listened to a couple of the sets. Stephen Game was there, we listened to his set, watched a lot of sets as well. It was awesome to see, but we just wanted to go over a couple of the quick highlights from the Reddit and what we've seen on like all the posts.
Yep.
The new Kick-On song, it's no more Vendetta, bro. It's the Wii theme song.
Bro, honestly, I'm surprised the Purge hasn't jumped on it yet.
Yeah. In a matter of time. Give it till after Wish, and there'll be a Wii.
100%.
Yeah,
like,
that was.
I'm waiting for the hardstyle edits of the Wii song.
Yeah,
man.
that's
actually fucking funny, man.
No, bro, the videos from the kick-ons is just hilarious, bro. And I'm happy it's not 400 BPM German hardcore. So
yeah,
it's
like, I think now it's become a ritual where like every year there's a kick-on song now,
and again,
after party.
Yeah, and it happens at DEF CON. Like
for
DEF CON
the
solidifies it.
crowd.
Yeah.
Kick-ons means after party.
After party, yeah. Moving on, I wanted to mention this one because it's a special mention because it's been on replay. I don't usually listen to Sapphire, but he played a song in the end show. It's called 1527, or that's what it's been titled as. Bro, one of the best tracks I've ever heard, and it's Frenchcore. Like, I don't usually listen to it. So when he releases that, I know I'm going to be the biggest Sapphire fanboy for like.
Do you want to tell us why you like that track?
Because it just sounds like Balkan music. And like I'm full jamming to it, like singing like Balkan lyrics. I'm like, I know it's not it, but like I'm pretty sure that's it. So that's a top song.
He's known for like getting influenced by Oriental music and like European.
Yeah, very like experimental. Like he's
like folk.
Yeah,
do you call it folk music?
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, no, but it's crack a track. Honestly, for a Frenchcore track.
Nah, straight out. Like it's one of those tracks that like hits home. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
Oh,
Anyways, moving on. Another great track.
oh sorry. Man.
Another great track, and we were very happy to see it. We were jumping around. Open the chamber.
Oh yeah.
You get it? Oh
Yeah, that was a huge thing, and shout out to the Riot Ship boys. Thank you so much for playing it. I honestly couldn't believe it. It was insane. Even jumped on the mic and shouted me out.
Yeah.
Tops it off.
That's
Yeah.
two DEFCONs there. Someone said shout out.
Oh, yeah.
On the
That's what I
stage.
did when I was on my mix shoulders.
Yeah.
Shout out Pazin.
But yeah, no, that's awesome to see, and it wasn't just like it's awesome to see, but we've celebrated that enough personally. But it's awesome to see a lot of like the Aussie boys getting support on the blue stage. You heard it from Aversion, you heard it from Regain. A lot of Aussie producers were
Colin
getting
Hannah's,
support.
man, he's making it to DEFCON.
Bro, yeah, Colin Hannah's to make it to DEFCON. Fucking oath. That's it's sick.
I wouldn't be surprised if he like doesn't get in there.
Yeah, if he doesn't get a gig.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a booking there.
Yeah.
No English.
Good save. Nice English first one. But yeah, there's a lot of new music. Devin Wild, I reckon, was the biggest standout for me.
100%. I think the highlight for the highlight at DEFCON for me was like from what we watched, like Devin Wild literally making a collab with every single artist,
Bro.
and it's all quality music.
Yeah, every time like they introduced an artist, like every set we watched, they're like, shout out to Devin Wild. I was like, bro, another one. Like they said, bro, they could have just got what's his name, another one guy, DJ Khaled.
Oh, yeah.
He could have just MC'd and just said another one the whole time. That's how many like tracks. What's it called? Devin Wild had the whole time.
Yeah.
So
and it's even like on Reddit right now too, and YouTube and everything, all the rips and stuff. You can find a lot of these tracks, which is you can see exactly how many tracks there is.
It's
like
wild.
a lot.
It's wild.
Yeah. And his new live act too.
In a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Really sick.
I've heard some really good stuff. Reverse, what I think he premiered it.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to
And then
Devin Wild.
we'll move on to the boys, Rebellion, having their spotlight on Red Hot main stage.
Red
Red
Hot.
Hot main stage.
Hot main stage,
Yeah, and honestly, like that's a huge achievement for them, and it's just like, what's next now, man? They've achieved so many things, and I'm looking forward to the next thing already. Yeah, they teased an anthem that they're making. So
Do you reckon a year in the work they got announced in the anthem? I don't think so.
No, not DEFCON. I always say DEFCON. Like, if I was to choose an event, it would probably be Supremacy.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. In due time.
That's like I can't really think of any other events.
But yeah, and then the last thing, it was pretty much because we said it in an earlier podcast. Prophet not finally as in that way, but he's retired. That was it. His last set. And I think he posted a lot of photos and videos and stuff like that. But it's actually crazy to think he's finished now because he's always been at everything, like a Legend set, DEFCON, like every lineup you can think of he's been at. And he's been a big, he's the biggest name in the scene.
Yeah, he's been a staple in the scene, man. Like, I think 35 years plus service.
Yeah,
dude, give that man long service, man. he honestly deserves like a token or something that literally says long service on it, because he's had so much influence in music, and from the early Gabba stuff to like early Harley, all the things. Like I really like the carousel they posted of him.
Yeah, from
like from 1990 something.
Yeah, it was
to
like 90. Yeah, it was ages ago, man. Like crazy to see. It's come to an end.
Yeah, like the guy was making music before I was born.
Yeah, but it's also awesome to see that we got to see out like most of his career as well. Like it's
100%. So The Prophet, if you're watching this,
Oh wait, actually, yeah, maybe I'll send it to Yorick.
Yeah.
We can show
if you're watching this, man, we really appreciate your
service
and everything you've done for the scene, and we hope that you still release all these unreleased songs that you have.
Yeah, bro, he collabed with everyone as well.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I think there's quite a few songs that are unreleased, so we hope to hear them and get everything released because that would be sick.
Yeah. Moving on, like we said, we were streaming all the sets and there was a lot of new music. Let us know down in the comments what you guys have been streaming, like what sets lately, or if you've been rewatching any. I know there's a couple of YouTube accounts that have shared them. So let us know what sets you're listening to. I've personally been listening to the E-Force and Sick Mode set.
Same. Like honestly, those two are my favourite sets.
Yeah, and what tracks stood out for you the most? I know there's a couple songs.
So drop that all in the comments. Let us know what set you've been abusing and what song stood out for you the most from Defcon or anything that's hyped up at the moment.
Yeah. And then moving on, when this comes out, Night Visions.
Yeah, Night Visions was yesterday. and
Bro,
it was actually my birthday weekend, so I turned...
No one cares. Anyways, how old are you turning? Or how old did you turn?
25.
25? Beautiful.
How was life crisis?
How was your birthday?
Yeah, we had a sick barbecue with the boys.
The boys, yeah.
And then we went to Alpha Empire.
Very nice.
And then we kicked on at BPM for some hard techno.
Yeah, it was a good.
It was a really good night.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for having us, Night Visions. And then coming up very soon, ESI finally made their announcement. They hit 'em up, boys. Luminite and the remix XTRA coming down. Oosh, what a lineup.
Honestly, man, XTRA, if you've been watching what he's doing lately, really getting in. Like I'm so happy to see that he's getting more bookings now.
Yeah.
And actually like packing out stages and like they just had Boots House.
Yeah,
with the Room 666. Yeah. It's honestly, I wish I was there. It looked like such a mad vibe. And shout out to all the Gearbox boys. Some of the boys, we're really close with, and they all seem to be doing really, really well at the moment. So happy for you guys, and really keen to see what you guys have in store. Especially like the strikers have the Jackpot live. You got Cybergore, you got Neon Future.
So much, man.
Yeah.
A lot of new music coming out as well.
So even Sins of Insanity too, man. He's releasing music again, which is really good.
His melodies are back, bro. Oh,
yeah.
So good. Can't wait. Alright, well.
Cuddly Tim is back. And then next on, we're moving on to drum roll. Norway, because we need you to go right now, give us 5 stars on Spotify, comment, like, share, subscribe on YouTube, and give us any recommendations that you guys would like to see from us in the future. And who would you like to see on the pod next?
Yeah, let us know. Also, while you're there, guys, make sure you check out the links in our description. Check out our sponsors at outputstrengthsystems.com for all your... They've got a drop coming soon, so keep an eye out because their shirts are plastered everywhere. Everyone's been wearing them, and so is Imperators, like we always say. But also, they've got a new drop out, but especially for all your lifting inquiries and stuff like that. I know a lot of people look at it like, I just go to the gym. But if you actually guys want to learn proper technique and form and stuff like that, go check them out. They got some of the best coaches in the game. They're all gone to the Olympics and stuff, so they're certified like G's.
Even better than that, man.
What?
So one of the coaches has been to the Commonwealth Games, which is really, really big, and he also is a national champion. He holds a couple of records too in like certain lifts, and he's only a junior. He's like 22, turning 23 soon. So yeah.
Sure.
Also the other coach, who's Beth, our really good friend. She's a 2-time world sub-junior champion, and that's huge, man. Like for you to be 17, 18, and smashing world records, it's pretty.
Lifting more than TOZA.
100%. She's more than me, man. Go suss her out.
Go check them out.
Yeah. So Beth _output SS and Raz _output SS.
Check
on
them out,
Instagram.
guys. Alright, TOZA.
Yo.
Your favourite part where you get to razzle dazzle.
Okay, so introducing our special guests.
Our very special guests.
As special as they get.
As very special as they get.
Alright, so 2 of the goofiest artists of the raw hardstyle scene in Australia.
in Australia.
Mm-hmm. Soon to be around the world.
Very soon.
Yep. And releasing tracks on big labels such as Gearbox and obviously Evolve Records.
Yes, it's two of the biggest.
Yeah.
Two of the very biggest.
And the self-proclaimed most sus DJs spin at venues in Sydney and all around Australia. Evolve's very own REDHOT.
How was it? Alright, we're just kidding. It's the real REDHOT. Welcome, boys. How are we?
Good.
Sorry,
Welcome to the podcast, boys. How are we doing?
Not bad, bro, not bad.
Not
Fantastic,
bad.
boys. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks
No
for
worries.
coming
The
in.
pleasure's ours, man.
Hey, I don't know how you guys do it, but those glasses, man. Honestly.
I was like this all the time.
Bro, yeah.
It's difficult stuff. Like, it's definitely not easy for you.
No, it's not easy at all.
It's not easy being sleazy or red hot in your case.
That's it. I actually can't see because these aren't prescriptions, so wherever I go.
But I
It's in
swear,
the calendar though.
yeah, after this interview, we're going to realise how not red hot you guys are and how really nice you guys really are.
Don't tell everybody that.
It's all a persona.
No,
Red hot. Alright, so speaking of red hot, tell us about how the name came about.
Well,
we
yeah,
got a
it's,
couple of versions, but
Give us the real version and the fake version.
Oh no, it's not really a long story. I mean, we used to go a bit hard back in the day, you know, house parties and that sort of thing. So when we first started DJing, we were thinking about names, and we finally came to REDHOT. And we always used to just sort of look at each other, like when out drinking with mates or, you know, doing other suspicious activities, and we always just used to say, "That's REDHOT, bro." Like, "Oh, yeah, that's REDHOT. That's full REDHOT."
Yeah.
And then it just stuck, and then we're like, that's got to be our name going forward. So
there's definitely a good period of time there when we first started where REDHOT was like the thing that everybody was saying. Like,
Yeah.
people say it all the time now, but everyone was like, "That's REDHOT."
Damn, that's red hot.
Yeah, no, definitely is.
It made sense.
That's red hot.
And it has stuck around. I feel like picking a DJ name is no easy feat. It's
No,
not
no,
like full
definitely
easy.
not.
Nothing's like when you say it like just a random word, like you're like that word makes no sense.
No.
Like even when you think about it, like saying like TOZA, it doesn't stick until like you bring something behind it.
It's the biggest name in Australia.
Yes, those are my
There's a space to sort of further down this case. Anyways, boys, got a serious question for you. Go on.
Now, before you do that,
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Oh,
we
jeez.
want to see the red hot tattoo, man.
Oh yeah.
What's the red hot tattoo?
This is how devoted he is. You can't really see it, but
Can't really see
if you
it,
can
but
see a little bit,
it's on the
he's,
chest, bro.
he's actually
On the
got
chest, bro.
he's actually got red hot tattooed across his chest. That's how
dedicated, and the name's not going to change ever, so.
Nah, it's staying forever.
Staying forever.
Pink hot?
Ooh, or maybe I can get that underneath.
Just put a line on it and it's like pink.
Cross it.
Alright, on to you, my friend.
Sorry, it was sorry to butt in there because I know you wanted to show that. Boys, if you could remove one thing from the scene, what would it be?
Should we do one answer each? Is there still of them?
Yeah, I think if you guys can't think of one collectively.
No, I'm prepared.
That's a good
Are
question.
you prepared for it?
There's a lot of things that we could remove from the scene.
I think I'll say one that's already been said by a few people is politics. Like I won't delve into it too deeply, but that's one thing that I don't think you can escape. But it'd be nice if it wasn't so political.
Yeah.
But I think a big thing that I've noticed at events and festivals, or maybe not so much festivals, but events, local events, is sort of the lack of support for local artists. I think everybody calls them casuals, but I think the new generation of people that come out and support are already there for the big names. And
Yeah.
we need to sort of recreate that within the younger generation coming through to support locals, because it's not happening as much as I think it should be. So I think changing that mentality of like rocking up to an event for like the main artist and leaving immediately after.
Yeah.
That's my piece anyway.
Yeah, not bad.
Good side.
Yeah, my one is kind of like a little pet hate of mine is just I miss progression at events. I think it used to be pretty cool to like go to an event. You start off with classics and then you warm up, like you ramp up, and then it kind of goes through the styles. It goes a bit faster, it goes a bit harder, but these days, sometimes you just walk into a venue and someone's playing up tempo, like at 2 p.m. or whenever the event starts. So
I guess that's something that I would take out of the scene, you know, like let the night progress. Let the international have their impact, and don't go too hard.
I think like when it comes to big festivals, because we're watching the DEF CON live stream, I think it's fair enough because DEF CON's like a big showcase and stuff like that. Big festivals are showcases, like you're showing your music and stuff.
Yeah,
but when you are supporting, when you're
that
supporting a big act, like there's no point taking it away from them. Sometimes it sucks. And when you think about it, sometimes the artists that they do bring out, they're maybe not the hardest. They're just the most technical. So like the music doesn't come out through the kicks or something. Sometimes it's through like nice melodies. So it really sucks. Like I've been to a couple of events where that's happened and it just ruined the night pretty much.
It was a bit of a vibe kill.
Yeah, there's like a deeper issue there around like what the popular genres are these days though. That's probably like a deeper seated issue that the normal progression genres that people would normally play back in the day when we started. Like they're changing now, so people just sort of come out for all.
Yeah, I think it's that whole, like I always say, natural progression. Like it's skipped, because like when you think about it as well, this new generation, they've skipped a lot of the euphoric phase and they've only been introduced to raw, so they just expect raw. Natural progression is going to move into like raw faster.
It's like when we started, man, like if we didn't do our homework to start listening to like classics, like think about it this way, like the euphoric and the classics were like the raw and hardcore now sort of a thing. But now, like with all the events that are happening now, like everyone's just doing raw and hardcore.
So good way of looking at it, because like when I came into it, I didn't come in listening to raw, like this is hectic, let's listen to Sick Mode and that. Like there's definitely a different conversation. You come in, you listen to Brennan Hart, you listen to like Late Masters and that. Like fair enough, that's good.
I think
it's a good theory.
Like that's just how I see it. Because don't also forget, like a lot of the generation, like we skipped 3 generations of like 18-year-olds. So it's like when COVID finished, it was like 18, 19 and 20-year-olds going out full blast. Like they're just packing out everywhere, but they're just there to like, because they've never been out. It just became legal straight to fucking COVID. And then now it's like, oh shit, well I like hardstyle, whatever I listened to throughout COVID or whatever was promoted to me. Now I want to go to those events and I'm not going to put effort into like learn about the music more. I'm just there to party because I have never been to a party, you know. And then it's up to them really from then. But like, because to be honest, when COVID finished and we started going to events, there's quite a few people that were fresh, and now they've changed like their perspective on music. But some of them are just there to party. So it's like you can't really please everyone, but at the same time, like I think the more people we have, the better. But it also comes with like con where it's like, shit, these guys are just there to be there.
I think they get a bit of a bad rap up for sure. Like there's so many of them that I'm going out of my way to meet now. Like the Smokos are massive. Like they're all lovely. Like there's no like, and they do. Like, everyone knows the music and stuff as well. It's just like it's changed from like what it used to be. Like every week you go out and it's the same people. It's always different faces now.
That's right. It's good to see a change of faces as well. But it's good seeing the old. But
I miss the OGs, man. Like 2016, 2017.
It's like coming across a shiny when you're out and about, eh?
What?
Like a shiny. Like a shiny Pokemon.
Oh no, bro! That's a REDHOT. Moving on, we'll touch on it a bit more. As we talk about your music and stuff like that. But growing up, were you guys as REDHOT growing up, or what areas did you grow up in, and was that area REDHOT?
Definitely not. I grew up in the eastern suburbs, so I guess it was just pretty normal, I guess. I didn't really get up to too much trouble. I was mostly like a gamer, which kind of led me into production like later down the track. So I don't know about you, bro.
Bit of a party boy and that growing up around there. No, I grew up sort of all over the shop because like my mum's Kiwi as well, so I grew up a little bit in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Grew up in Guildford, Granville, like Macquarie Fields at one pack.
That area.
So I've done my time in different areas, had a good opportunity to meet heaps of different people, and I spent most of my like teenage life in the eastern suburbs, like Maroubra area, Pagewood and that.
Yeah.
And I guess in terms of like how we met, I think like I met Peter early. We met really early, like unrelated, like basic mutual friends, and I don't think I met him again for a few years after that. And it was that follow up when it was just like, I know sort of clicked as mates.
Yeah.
You know, when you just have the same sort of interests with everybody.
Yeah, you just crossed paths at the perfect time.
Yeah, it was sort of weird.
So when you guys like were growing up, like I know around it doesn't really matter. Like when you're younger, like music always differentiates, especially like the area. It doesn't matter. Like you just stumble upon music and stuff. Like for example, you guys are like from the eastern suburbs. More like you can still discover this music because I know we're based there. But like, were you guys listening to like EDM or something like that growing up, or like what was your music growing up?
For me, as early as I can remember, it was like early hardstyle and bounce, like Melbourne bounce. Guys like Uber Jacked. Shout out to Uber Jacked, our mate.
Shout out. He's Uber Jacked, bro. He's massive.
Uber Yoke.
Guys like Will Sparks. Like we used to listen to all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, early hardstyle mainly. Like when we got into like, well, for me anyway, I started shuffling like in year 6 or year 5. So
Shuffling was the shit.
yeah, back to like old school show tech and headhunters and all that. So that's what kicked it off.
Yeah.
I was a little goth kid, to be honest. I listened to like...
Alright,
those like Blink-182.
Sorry, goth and little. Bro, you're the tallest guy, bro.
You might not picture it, but I used to be like a little skater.
You got the Vans on.
Green Day. Yeah. Yeah, where's my tans at? But yeah, like a lot of
That's
Green
not
Days.
so red hot of you, bro.
It's not. But I'll just shoot out of it, I swear. Oh, it's locked in now, true. But yeah, I listened to like Green Day, and then as soon as I got into high school, all the boys that's when like trance started going around for me, and I started listening to a bit of trance, and it was like you transfer it by infrared or Bluetooth on your little shitty phones. Like that's like 2007, 2008, 2009 were like mad years for like old early techno for me, and then that sort of transitioned into like all the bounce stuff that was coming out like 2013, 2012, and then just like you see Tomorrowland like peak Big Room, and then Big Room was just like that took off, and then I don't know how it happened. None of my mates, because being in the east, none of my mates really wanted to go to Massive. So one night I went with this mate that I met like ages out, like at an old job that I had. He's like, yeah, I'll come. We went, just the two of us went out, so it was like a regular night, no one was there. But everyone that was there, like maybe 150 people, everyone was so nice, like really welcoming, and it made me just want to come back based on that.
Oh, so it wasn't even the music, it was more so the people than the music?
Yeah, all the music, there was definitely a component, because that like, just prior to that was when I started listening to like party people, like Greatest DJ.
Yeah.
And that's like me and a couple of like my best mates, we always would put that on and just have a gabber around in a circle. There's only 4 of us, and then we just sort of expanded that to our wider group in this area.
Yeah.
And then Peter fell into that a little bit later on.
Fell into the trap.
So how do you think the scene has changed from like back then when you first went? What year was that, by the way?
2013 was my first Massive.
Yeah. How do you think that the scene has shifted from like 2013 to now? It's been like 10 years. So give this man a long service too.
Actually, where's my 8 weeks paid? I know some things are always constants in music, I think. So there's a lot of things that will always be exactly the same, and you can see that. But the biggest thing you see change is the faces, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, the music progresses and evolves. I think those things are just a given when it comes to being a part of the music industry or like a genre, whether it's like as a punter or as a DJ or a producer. But the people change, and you can see that. Like when we first came, as we were saying before, like there's people you see out that used to be part of the old crew, and that starts to shift. And then I feel like the younger generation's coming in, and it's just like those new people coming in having new interests in music helps evolve the sound as well a little bit. It's not like the same people sit in and they help evolve the sound. The new people come in and help generate that. So I don't know. I think that mainly the people, personally.
Definitely, yeah. So many new faces. It's crazy. It's hard to keep up. Like, yeah, the biggest shift was probably when COVID hit. I guess a lot of our older sort of mates stopped going, and then we obviously had like that massive break where we had to stay inside, and then we ended up like not having proper parties because we had to sit down at raves, and there was that whole period. So during that time, I think the most kind of change occurred. And we haven't seen like a lot of people now. We're seeing like having kids, and they're growing up, and now they're saying they're too old to come out and this and that. So
I think
life kind of gets in the way.
Yeah, that period made everyone decide whether it's like, oh, we got nothing to do, let's settle down. Then all the new guys, like you said before, like all the new guys started coming out. They had nothing to do, so it's either party or settle down.
There is no other option.
Yeah, there's nothing else you want. It's either party or settle down.
We're still in party mode, obviously, but just to touch back on what you were saying before, so you started going to Massive before Peter was in the picture, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and so when did you start going to Massive?
So my first Massive was 2015 Halloween. They had Max and Forza illegal activities, which was that was like such a good night for my first ever.
Bro, that sounds like the greatest night to come to.
Rammed from front to back. It was Halloween, so everyone was dressed up, and yeah, it was good vibes, and I just kept going back ever since.
So did you guys know each other before you went to Massive?
Yeah.
At that point, yeah.
So how did Red meet Hot? And who is Red, who is Hot?
So house parties would have been the main connection.
A couple of different house parties here and there, and then I think 2015 DEFCON, when I was camping, and then all the other mates shopped up, and he was with them. And that was there's a few, actually quite a few people that, but that was like a good,
Good bonding session.
Yeah, bonding session.
Red Hot bonding?
Yeah, Red Hot bonding. Yeah.
Bondage.
Yeah. Some stories for other times.
Let's go on the page.
Yeah, sign up for Patreon now, guys.
It's not.
Hey, speaking of that, if you guys are willing.
Yeah, if you guys want to donate, because we have no money, please, I really need to get the pizza bill. But yeah, no, so what you guys...
Bro, tell them what we want to do.
What do you want to do?
Patreon, bro.
Yeah, we're thinking of starting a Patreon. Let us know what you guys think in the comments, because we actually want to do maybe like another extra special, like 30 minutes or an hour even, but just for Patreon, and there's going to be like a lot more content on there as well, obviously, but just stuff that
Red Hot content.
Yeah, just a bit of Red Hot content that can't be really released on like Spotify or YouTube. So let us know if you think we should start a Patreon and like release like a lot more stuff, a lot more partying stuff, because I know a lot of like even just party videos sometimes it gets pulled down for explicit content and stuff like that. So let us know what you guys think if we should start a page. But yeah, going back to you guys. Nah, too red hot. Going back, so you guys said you guys met at house parties, and then your meeting at DEF CON, was that the second time you guys rekindled, or?
Probably couldn't put a number to the actual time, but I feel like it was actually earlier than that, because we went to like Byron, Like I feel like Byron was probably the biggest connection point.
What's Byron?
Byron Bay?
We went on like a huge, well, not really huge, but yeah, about 15 of us just went down to Byron, or went up to Byron Bay, sorry.
Like this sick mansion.
Stayed there for like a week, I think, and just...
That's Red Hot, bro.
It's just got to be Red Hot.
What else do you do about it?
I was expecting
We
to
don't
say
say
weekend.
Yeah, a week in Byron Bay.
we all made it back home in one piece, thankfully.
And the friendship was stronger because of it.
You know, so after a week,
I guess that was when we bonded, and we just had many other adventures like before and after that, and then I can't remember if DEF CON was definitely one of the catalysts, but then after that we just had a lot more memories, a lot more trips. Went overseas, went to Bali, went to Europe twice. Yeah. So much has happened.
All of a sudden we were best mates. It just happened real
It's
quick.
good, man. Like honestly, it's really nice to see that. For example, me and this guy here, we've known each other from like when you were 16, I was 17.
Yeah.
And
Back in the day.
actually no, maybe even
more.
Yeah.
Probably when I was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
It's almost 10 years since we've known each other.
for sure.
10 year
And we only got really close like the past couple of years.
Maybe the last 6 months. Since the start of this podcast. I've only noticed. I think about the last 6. Yeah, I've been out of school
probably from like 2014 or something like that.
Yeah, we've known each other, and then it got like once I turned 18, I think it got a bit more like we got a bit more closer because you started going out. And I was like, I can finally go out now too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy how like even when you think about it, like you guys are on like 2 different like you came from. Like you said, your mum was Kiwi and stuff. Like you would have had like. Did you ever live in New Zealand?
Yeah, I lived in New Zealand for a little bit when I was younger, and then like in the north and the south with family and stuff. Most of my family's here now, so I don't really have to go over to New Zealand for anything but like my granddad. But like I guess also sort of looping back to like from a Red Hot perspective. There's love. Main character. No, I feel like I think from a DJ perspective, I started a little bit earlier. Like I came in from like R&B, EDM side of things, and then I did fucking Your Shot. I did Your Shot in 2014, I think, or 2015.
Yeah. As a solo?
Yeah, as a solo. My DJ name was Mickey because I had like big ears. Oh, I have big ears. my brothers called me Mickey as a kid, so I picked that, and that was a hard one as well. I went through a lot of DJ names before that too, and Healthy Harold was after that, but. Yeah, that was for me. Like I played at like Cuba before Lockout Laws, bro. Like when there was places like I used to play in the back room at like Candy's when it was like pumping balance club, trying to establish myself.
Yeah.
It never happened, but like yeah, that was my early like DJ days. And I think after Your Shot, it like inspired Peter. Were you going by then? I reckon. Because you did the Punishers.
Yeah, I started off solo. I did the DEF CON DJ contest for Massive, and that's when I played my first proper hardstyle set in front of people. So that was big. And then after that, we teamed up.
Big plays.
Yeah, we started REDHOT. But then like I was still getting booked at Massive for a while as a solo and as a duo. So then
what was your solo name again?
Punishers.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, early days.
It was similar timing that you did that we did the HAS and Massive event.
Yeah. So, I think wasn't that your first gig?
Yeah.
First REDHOT gig?
Yeah,
Exactly. First gig, wasn't it? Well,
No, because you played after that, didn't you? Or was it before?
No, wasn't that our first actual booking as REDHOT?
Yeah.
And then for you as well?
Yeah.
No, I did the week before, I think.
Okay.
The
I
DEF
did
CON.
the week before.
Yeah.
I've said this story on here before.
If you guys
I
listen.
told you
I
like
did, it was like the first or second one, I swear I was listening.
I always believed it.
What do you mean? You made me sit there to watch it, I swear.
No.
I wasn't there.
No.
What do you mean?
Was it? No.
When we went to the house, I saw you made us watch it. Wasn't it in those first two?
Oh, you're right.
Anyway, don't tell me.
Yeah, no, you're right. So basically, what happened was I was promoting for Massive and shit, and then do you know how they do the merch stand the day before DEF CON? Like for DEF CON Australia. So 2016 DEF CON, that day before, Australia was running like late somewhere. I don't know where he was going. So he was like, "Bro, here's flyers. Can you hand them out?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right, but can we make a deal? If I do that, can you like let me play?" He goes, "Oh, you know what? There's a slot at the after party tomorrow at 3 a.m. Remember back when Massive used to close at 4 a.m.
Yes.
So it was like 3 a.m. I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'll take it." I played to like three people. It was so good. Yeah. Then the week after is when we had the HAS night, the HAS night, which was really, really good. We had so much fun. We had like Savi, we had like all the other boys too.
Yeah, that's
It
good.
was like kind of like we all got like our foot into the door kind of thing, and we started playing and shit. It was really good.
Well, that's from our side. We realised pretty early like it wasn't an easy thing. Was it? It's definitely no easy thing to get into Massive. There's so much saturation that you got to really differentiate yourself. So doing HAS with you and the boys, like Wendy, I thought like, yeah, this is a good way for me to like be able to squeeze us in at Massive.
100%. And by the way, HAS is
Hack Appreciation Society represent.
by. It's actually no one knows, but it's me and Jesse.
Shameless plug.
We're like, you guys know Hack Appreciation? Like, yeah, we run.
So that's a little hot tip.
TikTok coming soon.
TikTok coming soon, guys. TikTok coming soon. Yeah, so pretty much that's where we all kicked off, man. It was a really good journey, and yeah, I think we're all doing really well at the moment. And
But so you guys said that was your first. Sorry.
Oops.
I want to go back to it.
trying to praise the boys.
Why'd you sound like Spaniard just there? Praise our boys. Too cute. Anyways, like I was saying before I got interrupted, so that was your first performance as REDHOT together, like that HAS night, was it?
Yeah.
You were saying. Yeah. So how did you guys come together, like to agree, like, hey, let's do something together. Let's be REDHOT. Like, was it? Did you guys have the same musical taste? Where you both like, oh, let's play raw. Let's play like. What did you guys get into?
Oh, I think I know this one.
One or two people with the right answer.
So this guy brought his decks to a house party, and I started like flinging beats. I was just dropping like some of the fattest raw, and then he was like, "Wait, this is mad. We should team up." And I was like, "Yeah, we should."
What was the Raw back then? Like?
I was playing like Luminite and like Rebellion, like all the
classics.
Yeah, all the classics.
I'm not going to say the good Raw because the Raw now is good, but like the golden era.
the golden era.
Yeah, the golden era.
Like that's it. Every week we come to Massive just wanting to play the newest Rebellion or the newest Malice.
Yeah, it was always that, eh? And like every week there was so many artists and stuff like that, and it was like so many underground artists, but it was all just like that new style of Raw. So whatever came out was just whoever had the hardest kicks got played. It doesn't matter if it was unknown artist, big name artist. It was just whoever had the hardest kick.
Or red hot artist.
Yeah, like I know, like even then back then, like it was so simple. It was just like a kick and bass, like
Yeah,
that's it, like,
Screeches, bro.
yeah, Screeches. Like I remember, like level 1 back in the day, he had a track named Doom.
Yeah.
and, and it's like it's just the heaviest track ever, but it's literally just like a screech and just this mad kick.
Yeah.
And like level 1's only started really picking up now. Like
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's stuff
No, the
now
Riot
compared to
Heat,
back
The
in the
old dummy
day.
sound you have.
yeah,
His
but
collab with Adara is pretty sick too.
bro.
Yeah, he's doing well.
But it's crazy to think that back in the day it was just whoever had the hardest kick got played. Like it didn't matter. Like if it granted Rebellion, Malice.
Look, I think that period was pretty much the SoundCloud period.
Yeah.
You guys agree? Like, I used to put one song on SoundCloud and just leave it play on shuffle, and whatever sounded really good, you just download it, put it on USB, and go play
Like the
it.
birth of extra raw.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like guys like Mutilator, Psychopathics.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
they all started coming up.
The 144p music.
Bro.
Yeah, only a couple of those guys have made it
2017.
through. But
Yeah, Psychopath. If anyone doesn't know who Psychopathics are, they're like the original Dual Damage.
Nah, bro, you can't compare.
No, I mean
You
like
can't,
in terms
like-
of they just came out of nowhere with these crazy like edits and kicks. And
Yeah,
stuff
but
like that.
you're literally comparing 144p music to like
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I'm
4K
saying,
music.
I'm not saying it as in like the production wise and stuff like that. I'm saying just how Dual Damage played like 1 or 2 sets randomly and then skyrocketed. That was the same as Psychopathics.
Hey, were you with me at Fatality when we watched Psychopathics?
sadly, no.
Oh,
You were?
I've never been to.
That's probably the one set that was like.
Why did I
great,
think that you were there? Did you do DEFCON that year? It was like 2018.
No, I did
17.
I did definitely in 2017.
It was 17.
No, it was 18.
I didn't go to Fatality.
Yes, it was 18.
I've
Yeah, anyways, like they had this bumper.
seen that stage.
That stage.
Dodgem
The
cars.
Dodgem Cars.
Dude, yeah, the
It's
Dodgem.
17.
Bro, my first trip was 2018. 2019, I went for my second DEFCON, and then COVID happened. Do not correct me on this, because I know my
Bro,
shit.
I know what you did, bro, okay? I know exactly where you went. I know everything about your life.
Yeah, so they literally, they literally packed the whole stage. And it was a very early on day,
I was
like
with that Alero guy.
yeah, they played back to back with
Yeah,
him.
that's right.
And
That's it.
even Roller jumped on stage because they did like the yes edit.
Oh no way.
I've never seen him so sad being on stage. Yeah.
was that the same year he ripped on Fraud? Or was that a year later?
No, yeah, you would have ripped off all then.
Probably. I don't know. Anyways, so obviously with everything you guys have done now, you've taught Interstate quite a bit now. So tell us like a bit more about that and what was your favourite event so far out of your Interstate tours?
That's a naughty question.
It could be because of the red hot level.
Yeah, the level of red hot. It could be production, could be sound, could be music.
Our most
No, not most. Like I'm not talking about the actual event
Like
itself.
most memorable.
Yeah, like what was the most memorable and what's the most red hot like trip that you guys had so far?
I'd say Adelaide. Our most recent trip to Adelaide was pretty cool. Just more so because it was our best crowd interaction that we've had at an interstate gig. Everyone just loved everything that we put out, and we felt so. Yeah, we felt
What
so.
you put out?
What
You put out?
do I put out?
Do you want to do that?
No. Put out. You said everything that you put out.
Oh,
You put
so
out?
every track that we played. No, I get what you mean. Every track that we played, they went bonkers. They loved it, and it was just a good sense of fulfillment that we were able to do that, and it was a bit of a milestone for us. Just knowing that people loved our shit. So.
So how many states have you guys played at so far?
All of them, except for
Queensland,
Victoria. Oh no,
WA.
NT.
South Australia, New South Wales, ACT. And I played in Melbourne, but he hasn't. So, but not yet.
Get away, this guy hasn't played in Melbourne.
I played there unofficially, but I've still played there.
That was a fat crowd as well.
It was.
So just Tasmania.
Yeah, we just haven't been out.
Oh, and NT.
Wait, have you played in Brisbane?
Yeah, we played in Brisbane. Yeah,
For Ignite,
we played for Ignite.
And we played for Intensity back.
Yeah, we played for Intensity Events as well.
Jeez.
Which that was actually our very first interstate gig back in like 2018 or 19.
Yeah.
With Dennis Burson, RIP.
Yeah,
But
it was recipes.
Yeah, that was. In fact, I was going to say for me, like that was one of the first opportunities we had to travel interstate, and someone was like, "I like what you guys are doing. Come up and like showcase that to the local scene." And then that was the Regain tour as well. So we came back the next morning for Regain on at ESI, and that was our first like big gig then as well. So like that's like sentimental value. Props to Jono for that as well, for putting us on early for Raw as fuck. But yeah, it was right. Yeah. But yeah, like traveling's hectic. Like there's a massive hectic part of it, but it's like a lot. Like I personally travel a lot for work, so like there's components. Like I've had chats with like name any of like the big boys, but like big producers and musos out there, and people don't
Musos,
yeah. So people don't appreciate like the strain it has on you, like being away from your family and stuff, especially overseas and shit. So yeah, there's a component of that, but I love it.
But dude, when you think about it, like even like D-Sturb the other day, bro, you played massive boat, and then literally got over
Taxi out onto
yeah,
the boat.
yeah, caught a boat taxi just to leave to go straight
I
to
think he
Melbourne.
went home the next day.
Yeah, like it's actually crazy when you think about it. Like everyone thinks that DJs live like the greatest life. Granted, like they partially do,
Yeah.
but bro, they travel like crazy, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to Perth like obviously last week, and dude, I was buckled after. For the like Monday was the worst day ever.
Yeah, so tiring.
Logan's a legend, but he looks after you.
100%. It was honestly like, oh man, he took us. I don't know if you guys went to the same place, but he took us to this pho place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, the short rib.
Yeah,
my favourite.
Bro,
pho.
honestly, because I've never had pho before, and he was like,
What?
he was like, bro, I feel bad for you because once you have this, yeah. So I was like, once you have this, you're never gonna find
Never gonna eat again.
Bro, wait, sorry, is that the first time you had pho?
Yeah.
Bro, you live 2 minutes away from Cabramatta.
So
Wow.
Bro, honestly, that's shocked me. That's one thing I never knew about you. That's
I have white mates, bro.
who's
Doesn't
white?
matter if it's too.
No, I'm the least Australian person ever, I think. I did English as a second language up until year 11. No, I did. That's it. Yeah, because I spoke Croatian at home.
Speak it.
You know what? I did ESL in high school too.
Yeah, you're still doing it,
You know
bro.
why? I'll tell you why. Because it was easy marks for your ATAR.
Yeah.
I'm being serious.
No, I'm saying, yeah.
So it was easy English. Why would you go do fucking like advanced English and shit when you can just do ESL and get like higher marks?
That's a huge point.
And they scale ESL students better. Because we're disadvantaged. Yeah.
Because we're disadvantaged.
Keep this in mind for my next.
I even did Arabic too for HSC. Because it's my first language, bro. It's breeze. They teach you like nothing.
Talk about unfair.
So what about the content?
Nah, man, you just gotta
what
capture the opportunities, man. Please don't go shit at ATAR, but I don't know how.
But so language would be like different, but like the content's surely the same.
Bro, it's
I would
literally.
be retired.
It's like I think it's like when they teach English overseas. They teach you just the basics.
Yeah, like
Like imagine like imagine you're a full license and they make you take the IELTS test.
I'll probably fail, to be honest. Bro, the amount of stuff I do driving now.
I know how to drive. Get out of my way, young whippersnapper.
Oh, bro, this is that said. This whole like podcast is just us laughing. So it's just
Yes.
good chat. Oh, well, you okay?
Just waiting for you to ask the next question.
No, but you're looking at me all funny.
Well, looking at you.
I don't know what they're looking at. But I'm looking at myself.
I could be looking at anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean, bro. I don't know how you guys wear those glasses, honestly. That's
It's probably the longest I've worn today.
you got it. Honestly, feel free to take them off if you guys want.
No. It'll be weird now.
Yeah. it's gotten to that point of the night where it gets weird, huh? Okay. Anyways, moving on.
No sunnies.
So yeah, we touched on you guys performing to crowds all over Oz and stuff, and you guys just came back. I just wanted to touch on this as well. Adelaide, did they do like was it like a progressive night? Like going back to what you said, you like progression.
Yeah, that was actually why I liked it so much.
Oh yeah, was that
They
it?
started off with like old school classics, like everyone was in the vibes. They were playing things like Make It Loud, like the Showtech Defcon anthem, all that good stuff. And then we were lucky enough to play after Technical. Shout out to Alfie. He played an awesome set full of all the good happy hardcore stuff. So the crowd were just moist and ready for,
Something harder.
something harder.
Yeah.
So we provided that.
Yeah.
And it was.
We gave it to them.
It was
Red Hot loves giving them something hard, eh? Especially going on to your last name, Ferdy. We'll play on that one later. Moving on, like you guys, you obviously went from solo going on to becoming a duo. Did you guys find inspiration from any? Just like you're staring at me into my soul. Do you find any inspiration? Like, did you have any aspirations from like duo artists, or was it were you trying to replicate something from an individual?
I guess personally, it was never about like what we're going to do with it. It was like at the start for like a good bit, it was just like we wanted to find the best music that other people hadn't heard, so we go out of our way to find it, and then play that music so that everyone would be like, "Fuck, that's hectic."
Yeah.
And
exactly. We've done like a full 360 now. We just like stick to mainstream stuff, like what people know, because underground stuff kind of died a while ago.
Pigeonholes you a little bit as well.
With the old crowd, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we wanted to broaden our horizons and cater to everybody. So
I think it's weird. I know, like in this like social media age, like they always tell you like to niche down, try find something that no one's doing. But I think that's pretty hard in music because like you get lost in the times. I think because I know when like a lot of people play like classic music and stuff, no one will really care. But if you're playing like the newest raw kick, like I know when Zard kicks came out, everyone loved it and they jumped on it. You know what I mean? Like you can't try do something underground anymore. Like, you really have to stick with it.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your geographical location as well, because
Geographic.
obviously being
What are you laughing at, bro?
I'm being dead serious. What I'm trying to say is, if you're from the Netherlands, they obviously appreciate original music.
Yeah.
There is a bigger market for that sort of underground stuff.
Yeah.
I.e. like Dual Damage and those guys coming up now with these PVC kicks, like the metallic sound. But yeah, just anything hitting middle, like that's like a kick now. So. And then going back to what I was saying before, like with geographical location, like us being in Australia, there's obviously a very different market for it here as well. We have a very different scene that doesn't actually care about original music as much as the Netherlands, sadly. And we have a much smaller fan base here for hardstyle as well. So playing things that are obviously safer, like with the crowd, like reverse bass and happy hardcore, tends to work, and you get the best crowd reactions. It's just black and white. It's just how it is.
So there you go, a little bit of an insight.
So how would you describe your sound?
Interesting one. I would say we're kind of dabbling more on the freestyle side of things now.
There's like a massive push with tech at the moment. Like you see that coming up hectic now, and so many young people now, especially TikTok, I reckon, like you're seeing it around so much where like people are like, oh, look at this hectic techno track, but it's actually like early like hardstyle.
Yeah.
And
So lots of techno, reverse bass.
it's the trends sort of taking over.
We still like the hard kicks as well. We haven't completely lost that, but we have sort of toned it down a little bit, like refined our sound a little bit more because we want it to be more palatable. And obviously we're going down that path as well. Like we're really enjoying stuff by like Sigma and Ruler, for example, and what are some other examples? Guys like just any sort of like Pussy Lounge kind of stuff. Like really vibe. Some of the new Pussy Lounge stuff that's coming out.
Mark with a K, stuff like
Mark
that.
with a K, Ruthless.
Yeah.
Because they mix it up. Like when you listen to their sets, they start off with like jump tech, and then they go into like raw style, and then they finish off with like hardcore and up tempo. So they do a little bit of everything. So I guess that kind of resonates in what we do as well.
I was like,
It's a bit like that, like
we like to
pussy
mix it,
lounge
yeah.
sets,
We like to
especially.
mix it up.
Yeah, that was like I was watching someone's. I think I mentioned it on the pod. I'm not too sure, but Mental Theo. I was watching. He was doing like a lot of the current trending songs, but making edits of them and stuff. And the crowd reaction was the same as the originals.
Yeah.
And he was doing his own spin. I know he does like the Pussy Lounge sort of style. Like it's actually crazy. Like to think that there's still a market for that stuff, considering how what's the word? Not casual, elitists sometimes the Netherlands can be. Like they do have fun with it. And then you see like a lot of the other artists. It's
There's definitely an atmosphere side of it. Like, Pussy Lounge parties especially, like you look at all that kind of stuff and it's just like bouncy, everyone's getting around, like even on stage, like there's multiple people, sort of like Power Hour, for example.
yeah.
Like that kind of stuff is hectic, and that's like, especially in the extra hot sets, like that's what we want to bring to it. Like we love the music and we want you guys to like love it as well, so we'll get up and we'll dance like the whole time. That's a big part of it, because some people, that's probably another issue for like another time, but like an issue that I have with some people is like getting up there and like not getting into it. Like you're just getting up there, you're playing your music, it's like a job.
Yeah.
Get into it, like entertain the people that are there to see you play, like enjoy the music you're playing.
You need to be like Jesse, have your backpack on,
Brother,
do the little
if you're
gabba.
not gabbering up on stage, go home.
So you got to teach people how to gabba. Check out HAS for all your tutorials.
So you mentioned the extra hot set. So how did that come about, and what are you guys looking and doing with that?
So one day I was like walking through Woolies trying to buy hot sauce, and I came across REDHOT hot sauce, and it gave me an idea. So we decided to roll with that, and we haven't drank any hot sauce on stage yet, but I think one day we might. Just to spice things up a little bit. But when we sort of took the masks off a couple of years back, we used to wear these like Japanese demon masks.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the masks.
Yeah, you guys know about that. But once we stripped the masks, we kind of changed up our sound as well. And then the extra hot was a bit of a byproduct of that. We wanted to take it to the next level and put together like a crazy 30-minute set full of stuff that people can just vibe to and enjoy, and stuff that we enjoy as well. And we have a lot of fun putting the sets together.
Yeah, I think I still rage on about the masks and stuff. I'm like, bring it back, because I used to love that look. It was awesome. But I get what you guys are saying. Like we touched on it as well. Like moving with the times as well. You need something more palatable, and like that underground raw isn't as fun anymore for these crowds and stuff. So I like what you guys are doing. You're doing a lot of takes on like either new tracks or like whatever's out, like Start Walking and stuff. You guys jump on it, like, and you guys make a crazy remix within like 4 days or something. Like he's on all the trends. It's really good to see.
Yeah.
What a legend, thank you for that.
Obviously, TikTok's a big thing as well. We love like seeing people remix like songs and remix cool sounds and like repetitive washing machines and that. So those ideas to, because I've always been like a bit of like an audio freak, an audio kind of nerd. But I've always loved just hearing sounds and like recording them and then just using them in like in songs, or like trying to make kicks out of like, I don't know, dropping a spoon on the floor or something. Just random stuff. It gives me the best sort of kick, you know, like.
I fart hectic. You should sample it.
So when are you gonna?
I'll just make a
Sample these guys fart. I can still smell it.
make a smelly kick.
What are we making clap for?
But yeah, just like obviously with the REDHOT set, you guys have done a lot of work to bring it to life, and you know I saw your new visuals and stuff.
Yeah, the visuals were expensive but good, very worth it, and they definitely add a bit of extra flavour, a bit of extra sauce to the sets, and if you're at one of our upcoming live shows, definitely keep an eye on the visuals, because we've got heaps of cool stuff in there. We've integrated like little cartoon heads of ours.
Oh yeah,
so funny.
And people love it. So
looking back at some of the content from the massive show, it was just so funny seeing us there wearing this and then having it animated behind us on the screen, and so that's actually hilarious.
Shout out to Big Maz.
Yeah, shout out to Big Maz.
Shout out to Maz.
He's a good drawer.
Amazing sketches.
Not bad.
But yeah, no, it was really nice to see and also with the massive screens, they have like the screen in front of the decks and the screen at the back, and like one of you guys were at the back and the other one was at the front. That's how they did the visuals.
No shit, I didn't see that.
Well, obviously you're DJing, but
Yeah, shout out.
yeah.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, which is pretty sick, and also like, just seeing how much you guys have grown since 2017 when we first started together, and yeah, it's been a really good journey, guys. Like, just looking forward to see what you guys bring to the table, and how you can evolve from now on. Yeah, so
If you guys haven't, sorry, just to butt in, they're performing actually when this comes out. Wouldn't have happened, but ESI, check out their
Yes.
extra hot set. If you guys haven't seen either of their like just normal sets or extra hot sets, they're actually pretty fun. And I would compare it like to like a ruler set. Like it just gets involved and like it's funky, like it's trendy. Like we just gotta get some fart samples in there so you can hot cue it. I'll send some shit.
no, don't do that, man. Because someone already owns it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
No one owns my farts.
No, but yeah, like obviously being a duo too. Like, who do you guys look up to? Like that's also a duo.
Like straight to one would be my personal regard.
Yeah,
Just-
Malice when
which
they
was,
was big time.
Back when there used to be a duo, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sub-Zero Project.
Mm.
Yeah, there's plenty of duos out there.
No waffles.
Ooh,
Shut up. I can see you guys actually like taking the direction of Sub-Zero Project, because like you know how they're playing like Ultra and all these big like non-hardstyle festivals. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you guys end up being on like a good life festival lineup or something. Because I can see your music fitting there.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
definitely meshes between a couple of different genres that
Yeah.
peak at different types of festivals
100%.
and parties, and there's definitely different promoters that hit us up for that kind of stuff as well.
Splendor in the
So,
grass.
excuse me.
Splendor in the grass.
So I thought you said something.
Yeah, it's on the cards, bro. Everything's on the cards.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that. No. I'm okay. I have sugar, not Splendor.
So tell us a bit more about your current releases that are already out, and what are you guys looking to be doing in the future?
So currently, we do have a few tracks released. They're a bit more on the heavier side. So we have obviously made that transition to what we're doing now, the more kind of funky stuff. So I don't want to call it a clean slate because you can't really like wipe Spotify, but the stuff is still there. It's our old stuff. I'm sure a lot of other producers out there have old stuff that they still just have on their Spotify. But yeah, we've had a collab with Uberjack, which was pretty cool for us. He was, I don't know about you, but he was like one of my heroes growing up.
Yeah.
Like DJ producer, so making a track with him and getting it up on a Gearbox label was a pretty big thing for us.
Very surreal, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's the Let Us Out, yeah.
Let us
Yeah,
know.
with Teal on the vocals.
Teal on the vocals.
Yeah, that's
I pump every day. Like
yeah, it's still on my playlist.
Yeah.
It's a top track, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, we still drop it here and there. And then a lot of us, like obviously we've got like our bootlegs and remixes that we put up on SoundCloud. And we've got a lot of unreleased stuff coming up soon, and then obviously there's the old releases which we've been chipping away at this year.
Yeah. It's good to see you guys are versatile. You can play this like new style you guys are gunning for, but still like know what goes into a good raw track. Like you can still have the fun side and stuff, but by the time this comes out, their new track will be out. Is it?
Just relax.
No, I'm saying like
Yes, I was gonna talk about it at the end. Relax.
No, I'm saying, but like even the new stuff, like they're still releasing. You guys are still releasing what we know as raw, but you have this fun side that goes on SoundCloud. So it's good to see when artists have that. What's the word? Versatility, like where they can do a lot of different things. So it's good to see.
That's the biggest word you've said on the podcast, man.
Thank you, bro. Not geographical location.
Right, it's just the way you said it, man.
I didn't say this.
Oh, so based on our geographical location. That's why I laughed.
Well, I wasn't wrong.
The way you said it. But yeah, look, we just want to know, like, what are your plans for the future in terms of like REDHOT? What's the next level for REDHOT? Where do you guys want to take it from here?
This is an interesting one because we've actually, we've got a mate that's like a digital marketer, and we sat down with him to do planning for the next 5 years sort of thing.
Oh, wow.
So we probably have 2 separate sets of plans that we haven't reviewed together yet.
You do have a general sort of
Yeah.
idea. Like we obviously want to grow and play at festivals, but to play at an major outdoor festival would be a pretty big one for us.
Yeah, tick that off the list. That's the biggest thing I think. I think obviously someone like HSU would be our next big thing, and hopefully it's just a matter of time. We keep keeping it up and doing what we're doing, and we'll get that recognition eventually.
Yeah.
And then obviously overseas, I think would be the next big one.
Yeah.
Like if we obviously take ourselves over there, and then we get to do a couple of different things, maybe next year or something like that. It'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So would you guys consider moving to the Netherlands?
Yeah, it's been discussed before. It's been talked about. It's obviously a big
pros and cons conversation.
big
Like the
pros and
reality
cons.
of it, and like how difficult it can be for mates and stuff that we all have over there. Like sometimes it's a big discussion, and then there's like the stuff you got to deal with at home.
Yeah.
A lot of finances is probably the biggest thing. Like it's not easy to just pick up and leave and work and potentially hopefully get a job or be able to make enough playing to be able to support yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider, a lot to think about. It's still something that I am thinking about, but I think we'll know when the time's right. Like I'm sure Andrex, as an example, knew that there was a point in his career where he was like, yeah, look, there's not much more I can do. Like I've kind of done it all here in Australia, and I've got to go jump into the pond, go spread my wings, and he did that. So I'm sure, there'll come a time in our career if we keep doing the right things that we'll probably come to that as well. I guess it's a matter of time, effort, persistence.
On a perfect day, we'll say yes, 100%.
But like, what I mean is, this something that you guys would consider, going, like just trying. Let's say finances are good, career's going good. Like, are you able to move there?
There's a work component, personally.
There is.
But what if like at that stage you're like gonna make money from your career?
Well, what if all the stars align? Would you be happy to
all
open
the
it?
stars
Yeah.
align. Yeah, for sure.
Like it's full just a hypothetical, and I'm already stressing about all the stuff. I'm like, I don't
Are you
know
sure
what
it's just for like? Is there a reason behind why you're stressing?
No stress.
No paranoia?
No paranoid. I'm trying to point out something.
No red light activity.
Yeah, I got my prescription, it's not legal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We do not condone any silliness. Moving on, Toz's favourite.
Yeah, so just before we move on to my favourite question, obviously the Red Hot boys have been a part of Evolve now for quite a bit, and they're a big part of the label's success, and they have a track coming out, which by this episode when it comes out, Rave Game, which is the new track, will be out. So do you want to tell us more about that?
So that one will be dropping on the 6th. Yeah, so that one's an interesting one for us. So we've kind of gone down a bit of a different direction. We're still obviously incorporating like a lot of our sounds at the moment. So yeah, it's a fun, bouncy sort of party track. We took a bit of inspo from stuff like Sub-Zero, Ruler, that sort of thing. So yeah, very excited for people to hear it.
A big part of it as well, I think, is the sound is starting to, like that's the sound that we're going for very heavily, and it likens a lot to what you get out of one of the XTRA HOT sets, and like it fucking bangs. It fucking bangs.
Well, this will come out. Well, it's already out when this podcast comes out.
Yeah.
So if you are listening to this, stream it, check it out. It's busted.
Yeah. So Rave Game on Spotify, SoundCloud, and everywhere else that you guys will choose. Like I know some Europeans use Deezer. And
It's on all the streaming platforms.
looking forward for this new release, guys. So keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Check it out. And also check out all the other Red Hot tracks on. You got bootlegs on SoundCloud, and you got other tracks they have on Spotify. So we'll move on to the next.
Actually, sorry, before, because it's about the music. I was going through your discography and stuff. Wait, the collab you guys have with Slendy, is that Slendy?
Yeah.
Like Slendy.
Like the Slendy.
Oh no way, actually?
Yeah.
Oh bro, I remember. I just wanted to confirm. Like I knew it was,
earlier releases.
Yeah.
So he's from the area, so I met him a few times before like the rave scene.
Yeah.
And when what was it? During COVID, I think we were doing the Hardstyle Appreciation Society stream. I think he was on the back end of that. He did his own stream, and then he invited us to be a part of it. But he had already gone to Melbourne, so we went, and I had a good opportunity to meet with him and stuff, and just have a chat. And he was like, you know what, like let's get together and do a track. And it was just like it sort of evolved from there pretty quickly. But Harrison, absolute legend.
Yeah,
I've got nothing but time for him and what he does for the scene as well, especially.
100%, man. We were lucky enough to get him on the podcast, and yeah, if you haven't watched the episode, go watch it. It's one of the funniest ones we've had.
Yeah,
he's just he puts on all these characters, man. It's actually really, really crazy.
he's the nicest guy as well, bro. Like,
But he just rocks up in thongs, shorts, and singlet with the hairiest chest ever.
Greek
I
chest.
wouldn't expect anything less.
Show us your chest.
I already showed it before.
Show it again.
No chest, no sex.
Hey, funny story actually. My first rave in Australia was Supremacy 2017. The first person I walked in to see was Tim Star. No joke. The first person I saw.
He
Yeah.
was. I remember.
Yeah. No shirt, nothing, just there. I was like, no way. This was before the TikTok phase, so he got famous for the face.
Yeah, that's why. Like 2012.
Yeah. Oh, bro, Tim Star. Well, I'm not seeing all of it for him.
Hasn't aged today, like so.
But
I mean, he is. Anyways.
Always on.
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright, so for the next segment.
The Instagram questions.
No, my question, you skipped it.
Where?
Don't worry about this guy.
No, because it's behind.
Don't worry about this guy. So,
It's behind.
anyways. So, what's the most uncomfortable situation you've been in? That's for both of you. So separate. This doesn't have to be hardstyle related.
What sort of comfort? Like physical, mental. You know,
I don't know.
There's a lot of different ways to take that. You know what I mean?
Just
the most
intellectual.
This
the
podcast.
most uncomfortable red hot situation you've had.
I remember I took acid a while ago. And that was pretty uncomfortable.
Red hot scoops.
Yeah. That was
Uncomfortable.
in 2018. I had a pretty bad time, and yeah, I could easily say that was the most uncomfortable I felt. I was trapped on an island and I couldn't leave.
Oh, bro.
Boats, and everyone was like trolling me, saying I'm going to cut my limbs off, and someone told me my skin was turning green, and I actually believed it.
Oh, was this in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was up in,
I mean, we are on an island, so.
it was a much smaller like
Tasmania?
it was up in the Gold Coast actually.
Was this in Hard Island? Very nice.
I remember that. I just didn't want to see it.
Yeah, it was pretty uncomfortable.
Jesse, did you have to cut your limbs off or?
I don't know. It's sort of hard to follow that up, to be honest. I was going to say something bullshit, but then I said we should say no proper. I will say a practical one, and it's genuinely like playing at a venue where I can't fit on stage. Like literally uncomfortable. Like I love the boat parties; they're a vibe as fuck. But fuck, it's hard to stand up on those stage behind and like dance around and jump and get into it.
You are a big guy.
Yeah. If you think I'm tall and this guy's tall, this guy is tall, low.
Yeah, he's. Yeah.
With the ERs.
Harder.
And then I guess like from a playing or outside of that, probably the unfortunate stuff that happens at events and friends that get affected by it and that shit. But yeah.
Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Yeah, I'll get you. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that, Dawson.
That's alright. It's alright. I'll forgive you this time. I'll forgive you this time.
But next time.
It's alright. Anyways, we'll move on now to the fan questions that we have written to the Red Hot boys. So the first one we have here. Shit, I'm on the wrong screen. Alright, so we got one question from a fan called MLSS Ango. What was the inspiration for the duo name? I think we already covered that, but do you guys want to give the fan the answer?
Like a quick answer would be that, we thought, what's a good name that encompasses what we do, what we are, and Red Hot was that name at the time.
Yeah. He's not wrong. There you go. Alright.
I think there was a specific kick-ons that we made the name and something in particular had Red Hot.
One of those kick-ons where you talk about business and we're like, we should start a business together.
I just saw.
I got this cousin you can see.
I just saw a meme today. I showed Maz. I'll show you later. It's really Red Hot.
Yeah, it's 5 AM in the kitchen. We should start a DJ duo. Alright, moving on to the next one from Doomsy Wab. Dream festival for the Red Hot boys to play at.
Oh, there's a fucking few, eh?
What's a dream one where you think you could just express yourself the most?
Definitely
Full nude on stage.
I reckon one of the big commercial EDM festivals like Tomorrowland or EDC, where you can just play a bit of everything, and there's a lot of people there that appreciate everything. So yeah, I think that would be the dream, or like Ultra, one of those.
I think if you catch them at the right time, because I know when we go to multi-stage events, or even if I watch videos or something, if you catch someone at the right time, you can get them on as a fan. Like if they're listening to a song, they're like, oh, that song sounds sick, let me check them out more. So I think it's something like Tomorrowland, if you call them at the right time, I reckon you can get a fan for life sometime.
That's how I find most of my favourite artists, to be honest, just wandering around at festivals. I went to Pitch, I don't go to techno events, so I went to Pitch instead of Carnival. Pretty bullshit excuse, but just going to it, not knowing anybody that was playing, and hearing some fucking really dirty industrial tech and stuff that sounded like some mad hardstyle. It's cool to come across that stuff and then listen to them on the back end of those sorts of events. And it's exactly the same, I guess, for hardstyle.
We had a couple of mates at Peach, man. That was insane. I love how they have the they call it doof sticks.
Doof sticks. Oh, I got some fucking photos of.
Did you have a doof stick? Yeah, they're cool.
No, they're literally I'm a walking doof stick. Just give me some fairy lights around my face. But they're heavy, bro. One guy had left it, just put it across to the side, and my mate went to pick it up for a photo, and it was fucking heavy, man. And they push them around on these trailers in and out of the crowd. And they just look at you like you're a fucking idiot if you don't get out of the way for them. But you're the one with a fucking idiot doof stick. But there's some funny ones out there. I think the best one was Raki Chan, and it was just
oh, that is brilliant. Oh,
there's some crackers out there.
Next question is from Sugar.Highrush. By the way, shout out to you. We always interact and ask questions, so thank you so much.
Sugar Highrush.
Yeah. So the question was, any Red Hot edits releasing soon?
Could be a couple of them.
Yeah.
Get out to our extra hot sets, you can hear it live.
There you go.
We are focusing on both originals and edits, so we've got the original coming up that we mentioned, Rave Game, and after that, yes, we are planning to release some more Red Hot edits.
Alright.
Be patient with us.
Give them time, but check out the extra hot set. Alright, moving on from Jack Brogan, 0506, sorry, I can't
read
read
the numbers are important.
Yeah. And I asked this before, which one is red and which one is hot?
Sort of depends on the day.
Both red and hot.
Yeah, it's both of us encompass. It's never been one or the other. Everyone else likes to think it's you're hot or you're red.
Yeah, we get asked that a lot, but I just don't know what to tell people.
We're both just one entity.
Yeah, we are one.
Nice. By the way, shout out to Jack Brogan.
Yeah, shout out.
One of the boys that always supports everything we do also. So thank you so much, man. So the next question is going to be very, very... Actually, no, we'll come back to this last.
Yeah, we'll leave it up.
Okay, so from Long Green 666, how does Peter keep his moustache glorious and moustache ride ready at all? No, I was trying to understand. Did it actually mean what it?
So,
ride ready, huh?
What I actually do is I let it grow, and when I know I've got an extra hot set, I always just leave it. I shave around it. I shave the beard, and then I just leave the dirty mo. It's just a part of the act now. I can't play without a filthy moustache.
So when's your next extra hot set?
That one will be in.
The 5th. Where is it? Not?
It's in August.
Yeah, 5th August.
Right?
So I'm gonna definitely have a filthy mo for that one.
You should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that is that.
Me?
Yeah.
My issues it's more of like a pedo mo. But
Well,
yeah,
you
like
said
that's
mo,
red mo,
yeah.
right? A pedo massage.
Maybe we should see you both grow a moustache for one of your extra hot sets.
I'm doing it.
Are you?
It's taken me 45 years
I
already.
have to get the spotlights out proper.
Yeah, big time.
That's it.
So, moustache rider, ESI, cheers.
Moustache ride, yeah, just.
Skip.
Next
Okay.
content.
So, yeah, we just have to re-forward a bit. Your biggest inspiration at the moment?
Ooh. What do you reckon?
Good question.
We're inspired by so much.
Who's your biggest? Like, who when they release a track are you like, ooh?
Oh, for me, I don't know if we have a different. Like, we obviously don't have the same brain, but for me, it's Ruler.
You sure?
I love what he does. I love his sound. I love his sets. His new track that came out with Kronos. That's one of my favorite tracks at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think I could comfortably say that he's one that inspires me a lot.
The Purge, like I'll froth at anything that can't put out.
Yeah,
Purge.
well.
I just, it's actually Just as well, like props, massive props, and he's a sick cunt, another one of the boys, but
I think they're two of the biggest entertainers as well, Ruler and the Purge. Like, it's just fun, man.
that's
Like,
bouncy as well.
yeah,
It's a
I was just
hard
about
kick,
to say,
bro.
it's funky,
But
it's
Planet
bouncy.
Circus, I've been saying I can't get over that track. Like, it doesn't matter how I'm like, I fucking
So
froth.
groovy.
But he's so fun as well. The Defcon stages, bro. I remember his shout-outs. He's like, unbelievable.
This one for all the ladies. It is so good. So another question is from the same guy, XTRA Hansen. Favorite sound example, PVC gig.
Favorite sound.
It can't be Philip's fault.
I was literally just about to reply. I'm not even kidding. I swear. I'm not going to. I'm not going
Please
to.
don't. I'll cut this right out.
I think Samsung microwaves are sounding pretty good. For me, it's got to be the minimal sounding like hard techno kicks. I think and reverse bass. Like the modern reverse bass sort of kicks as you probably hear in some of our upcoming stuff.
It's a bit crunch, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought we lost you for a second.
Yeah, but I was off with the fucking fairies for a second. I was just like, do I say it? Because I've been like giving it to my missus. She's a massive techno head, so like I've been giving it to her like, oh, you know, you're just stealing the sound and stuff. I give it to her, but like honestly, that sound is so fat, and I'm like going out of my way. And like obviously, you guys are going to the parties and stuff recently, like hard tech parties. And
Are you coming BPM next weekend?
rank check. Probably. I don't know.
I think I am.
Yeah.
Well, barbecue at my house for my birthday.
Was I invited?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you check the chat,
I'll be there.
Yeah, we got
No, but
barbecue and
Alpha Empire.
Rave. Well,
no, sorry, like, is there an event? Because I personally haven't seen it.
Anyways, we'll talk about after.
I don't get invited to things.
So, the next one?
How did the TN headphone come to life?
Oh, yeah, we haven't even spoken about that yet. It's another big part of our live act.
I thought you were going to say big part of our life.
I love TNs.
I was rocking it before you were born.
Obviously, we were heaps about Eshe culture, like in our upcoming days as REDHOT.
Especially starting off.
Yeah, we always wear TNs, and we love. Yeah, we're always talking about like getting the freshest pair and this and that. So yeah, one day I decided to get one of my TNs and turn it into a headphone. So the process behind that now, like I'm not an engineer, so like don't try this at home.
You're a sound engineer though.
Yeah, but I'm not like an actual engineer.
Drill through a TN.
No, so I didn't poke any holes in my shoe. What I did was I just fed an audio cable through like the laces.
Oh, that's wow.
So you can still
Don't have to
reuse
break
the
the
shoe.
shoe. Yeah, don't have to break the shoe.
I can change it into whatever shoe I want. So if I want to put it into like a basketball shoe or a boot, or like I can use whatever I want as long as I can
A
fit.
moon boot?
Yeah, as long as I can fit an audio cable through it, like.
Did you say a moon boot?
No, I said a moon
Shut up.
boot.
But yeah, one day I found like an old pair of Audio Technica headphones. I snapped them because they were old. I had gotten a new pair and like the the ear cup thing was like breaking off, so I was like, right, these are done. So I'm like, what can I repurpose these into? And yeah, I broke one of the ear cups off, and I connected the cable, and it still worked with only one of them. And I put that into the shoe, and Bob's your uncle. It works.
Damn, that's right.
Wait, who did that vocal?
Sorry?
Who did the Damn That's Right?
Yeah, shout out to MC Riddle.
Oh, Riddle, yeah?
He
Such a good
he's got a really nice voice, and he
It's
does
a lovely voice.
he does all sorts of voiceovers. So we hit him up one day, and yeah, he compiled a bunch of vocals, and yeah, we still use them in our sets and in our tracks.
It sounds like
Every single
the real trap shit. Like, it sounds like that vocal sort of.
We asked him for like a
Network.
cinematic vibe, like he's doing like a movie trailer. So
Yeah. No, it sounds good. I love the vocal. Yeah, good try. Anyways, moving on.
Thanks, bro.
What are some of the small steps? From I Am Insane 3333. What are some of the steps you can take towards the goal of being a hardstyle DJ in AU with zero experience?
That's an interesting question because it's like, as I was saying before, it's so hard to be. Well, like hardstyle is probably the hardest one to become a DJ in because it's such a like small, like close-knit community of people that are already DJs.
Yeah.
Where do you fit new DJs in?
Yeah.
But it's just like get some decks at home and start mixing, like start learning. Like you're not going to get a club gig straight away. Like it took me like 3 or 4 years before I got a club show.
you're gonna have to nut it out as a bedroom DJ for a while before you start getting gigs. But the best thing to do is get a pair of $200 Pioneer decks or whatever preferred brand, and download some songs, go buy some songs, some of your favorite tracks, and just play around. That's kind of how I learned. And yeah, we got to do is just fuck around with the knobs and look up tutorials. Like I found like a tutorial on YouTube, and I actually learned that you're meant to cue a track from its intro. You got a 16 bar kind of leeway to mix your track in. Before that, I was just finding random points in the track and just fading it in and sounding really shit. But
You thought it sounded mad the first time.
We're actually starting a school for DJs.
It's just all trial and error, to be honest. It's like with everything you take, just takes practice.
Try and networking is the biggest thing I think as well. Like playing at home is fantastic, but it's all about who you know within the scene. So make an effort to meet people when you go out and about. Don't just hang with your friends. Try and meet DJs or people that run the parties, especially. Like that's incredibly important to being successful within the hardstyle scene, I think. And it's the same overseas. Like it extends. And I don't think you can blow up overseas without blowing up here first.
Yeah.
Alright,
That's my feedback for you, young.
Now, the last question. And it's not really a question, it's a request. But from Nugget _ DJ, give us a shoey, boys.
Oh, well, look, I'm happy to do a shoey. Peter's foot's fucked, so I've got a shoe. I'll do the shoey.
It's not.
But we need a beer. We got no beers.
There's a beer.
No, it's empty. Is it a new one? Oh. Alright, I'll go.
You have to do it. Is the camera okay to in that? Would he just have to sit where he is and do it?
Water out of his shoe.
You drink water out of his shoe.
Well, yeah, I have to do it.
You don't even have a shoe, man.
I've got a thong.
Oh, these are some rank bands as well.
Oh, no, you said yes.
I know to. Something about it that's not like,
You're gonna do
it's familiar, you know.
You're gonna do the whole thing.
Should I not?
I mean, realistically, it's up to you.
Well, once I put a little bit in, it's just as wet regardless.
I really like
Just a tip.
I really love your shoe half full like analysis on life.
Yeah.
Like once it's wet.
Alright. Oh, should I be careful of this?
No. This is gonna change.
Just
no. Just don't get
I'm
your
not
other
fussed about it. Alright, let's go.
Don't get your other shoe wet. The couch had folded him.
Oh, bro.
More. Excuse me.
Jesus Christ. He finally put it as well.
God bless. Excuse me.
What a gentleman.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Wow, what an eventful.
I can smell the shoe from here. Thank God.
That's all good.
Thank you.
Right, but now, sorry guys, some technical difficulties from our assistant. Thank you for your effort.
She's getting fired after this.
Alright, so, like I said, we have a very special segment. Now the boys know about it. So,
Still unsure.
I can smell it from here.
Yeah.
Alright, so do you want to take us through this?
So you're going to talk, you're going to narrate through this because while I hand this over, but I'm going to do it with the boys. So we're going to have one each. So we'll start
So
off.
basically we have 3 different types of sauces, and Philip's going to show you guys the sauces.
Alright, so I'll do it over here. So the first one is, what's that sauce, boys?
REDHOT.
It's red hot sauce. So we're going to do this one nice and easy, boys. Grab one each. Let's go. Here we go. Alright, we'll try this one.
It's not the sauce, it's the cold nugget.
Hey, look, we're on a bad timer here.
Look, can I get another dip of that, please?
No. Finish it, come on. Alright, the next one is a tapatio. Salsa picante.
Potato.
So we'll try this one next. That one's actually a really nice hot sauce.
Alright, so we have the boys here still proving that they're red hot.
Yeah,
That one's a bit hotter, but...
no, it's not, bro.
Alright,
we do eat a lot of hot stuff, so.
Oh, okay. Do you... Yeah, okay. Alright.
Oh, what's the last one?
That's the devil.
Last one. I'll let the boys eat it first and then I'll tell them what it is. Don't dip too much into it. Whichever.
Don't tell them what to do, but they're red hot.
Yeah.
How hot is it if it can't dip into it, bro?
Hey, more, man. What the hell is
Yeah.
that?
Dip into it more. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is the
Yeah,
bomb.
can you take a bite of that, brother? Oh, I know the bomb.
Yeah, this one is the bomb.
It tastes yuck, that's the
I
thing
called it
about
wrong.
What's that, Carolina Reaper?
I don't know. I called it wrong about today.
So the thing about those ones that I don't like is there's some really good tasting ones that are really hot like this. This isn't one of them, bro.
This one tastes like dog shit.
It's gonna hurt coming
It
out.
doesn't have taste, but
You're talking from experience. You're talking from experience.
So yeah, I'm not finding it too spicy.
Is that one spot? That's not spicy at all. Okay, do you want to try the hottest chip as well while we're at it? Add it on top. No water. There you go. Quick.
You didn't put rules in place before we got here.
Yeah, we can.
We're not doing it
Rules, that's a joke. Alright, so we're going to go with the hottest chip as well, each.
Alright, hottest chip each. Let's go.
So this is really red hot.
Why is it smaller than mine?
That's what she said.
How hot are these supposed to be?
I'm sweating. I can do spicy, but this is fucked.
They're not phased, man. This failed.
That one's not hot, is it?
Which
I'm
one?
full tearing.
I'll do alright.
You broke character once, and that's about it. Alright, well, fuck.
It's got a bit of a zing.
So it's pretty hot. What's the okay? No. Alright, guys. So thank you for watching. Please give us 5 stars on Spotify, like, share, subscribe, comment on YouTube. And is there anything you guys want to plug before we leave you?
Please plug that.
Bye, everything. Yeah, God.
Plug.
But
Like social media, right?
The upcoming gig, 5th August, CSI. Oh, sorry. Codename Chaos. It's gonna be a fucking fat one. It's why is this so bad, bro?
My nose is starting.
That's gonna be an extra hot set. So yeah, get it. Maybe we'll do some more chili stuff on
Yeah,
stage.
we'll bring some sauce on stage for that one, I think.
Yeah.
We'll do something with MC Fez.
Social media. Social media.
What about it?
Follow us on Instagram, REDHOT, TikTok, Facebook, SoundCloud, the works.
Yeah, all socials, get on it. Get on TikTok. Get our videos. Get it out.
You're right, Phil.
Please.
Do you want to talk about our sponsor?
Check out our sponsor, our Output Train System.
Yeah, we're at.
Alpha Strength Systems. For all your rainbow tire and lifting things. Thank you, Red Hot boys. Oh.
Alright guys, see you later.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Oh, but it's bleeding my mouth.
I got a tear in my eye.